What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys. Is this on correctly? We are here today, you guys. My bad, you guys. I have to make sure these things are on correctly. I am ready for these braces to come off. But we are here, you guys, nonetheless, for a brand new review of Abbott Elementary Season 4, Episode 19. I think we're starting to round the season out, you guys, because we're almost in April. And I feel like the season will be ending before, somewhere in May somewhere. So I feel like we only got a while away, but we don't have that much longer left with Abbott. So before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into this episode of Abbott Elementary, shall we? All right, you guys, so this is another good episode from me. And if you guys see me looking down, I am looking for a thumbnail for this video, you guys. So don't be like, oh my God, JB, you are looking in your phone and we didn't come here to see that. Whatever, you guys. Now, the episode, I can tell you guys pretty much everything that happened because I just watched the episode, so it's fresh on my brain. The episode opens. You guys remember, last episode, we ended with Ava getting fired from Abbott, right? So this week's episode, we open it up, and Gregory is our interim principal, right? Gregory is reading the announcements, and Gregory is asking Daya, like, when is the last time Ava read the announcements? She was like, she didn't because it was boring, and I agree with her. And listening to Gregory sit there and read them damn announcements, I was like, yeah, Ava girl, I'm right there with you. This is boring. What are we doing here? And why are we doing it? Like, no thank you, Gregory. No thank you. So we see Ava. So Ava came down to the school, right? Melissa, Barbara, Jacob, they're all telling, Ava how good she looks. Ava came down there to get the last of her stuff that she left there, right? She also told Daya, like, hey, Daya, girl, I got some shirts coming here, some stuff coming here. Send it to this address. And Daya was like, who paying for this? I love Daya. So then Gregory told Ava, like, yeah, so you may notice that I am the interim principal right about now. And I'm not trying to replace you. I'm not trying to take your job or anything, but, I'm just the interim principal. I was like, Gregory, I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to be fine, sir. Now, Janine, however, she has a different approach, right? Janine is having a hard time that Ava's not there. So Janine wants to go to the district to try to get Ava's job back. And Ava was like, Abbott wasn't my primary source of income. Ava says, she's been putting feelers out there to do public speaking. After her ed talk that she did, I was like, oh my God. Can you imagine Ava as a public speaker? Can you imagine Ava as a public speaker, right? But moving on. Now we see Barbara. So Barbara is in the music class. And we see Jacob there. Jacob says he, talked to Barbara about it. And he's going to come when he has free time. I was like, Jacob, that's probably going to be every fucking day, huh? Probably gonna be every day that you're gonna go to Barbara's class. And Barbara's like, I do not remember having that conversation with him, right? So Barbara wants to teach the kids the fundamentals of music. However, the kids only want to know how to make a song go viral. And that's so interesting in this day and age. That's what the kids think about, viral moments. And not to age myself too much, but me when I was in middle school, elementary school, high school, baby, there was no such thing as a viral moment. Elementary, middle school, high school, even college. College up to a certain point. Because was going viral a thing when I was in college? Was going viral a thing when I was in college? It really wasn't. Going viral came like a few years after I graduated college. I feel like it because I don't know. Oh, no. Viral was a thing when I was in college because I remember somebody who went viral from YouTube. Justin Bieber, right? So viral was a thing was out. Jesus, viral was a thing when I was in college. It just wasn't like it is today. Like, people put stuff out, and it can be an instant hit or not. So cool. Moving on. Melissa. So we see Melissa as she went to go see Gregory, right? And she's telling Gregory that one of her students has an allergy to garlic, so she wants to put that in her student's file, right? So Gregory is going to have to go through Ava's files to find his student's name. Now, when Gregory said he's going through the file, I was like, well, does the girl have a hot dad or not? Because you guys remember, one episode this season, Ava said her filing was based off of how hot the dads were. And I was like, wow, that's an interesting system, Ava. Interesting system. But turns out Ava changed her system from the hot dads because I think Daya said that was too easy to crack. I said, only Ava. Leave it to Ava, right, to say that that's too easy to crack. Leave it to Ava. Now, we see Janine. Janine has let us know that she called the district. The one person that she tried to speak to, they weren't there, which is good for her because that person hates her, right? So then she called somebody else who got, she called Manny, left a message for Manny. Then she tried to call Ava. Ava didn't answer the phone. It went to voicemail. She got her address from Daya. So now she's pulling up on Ava. And we see Ava at a P.O. box. And she was like, do you live here, Ava? And Ava was like, girl, this is my damn P.O. box. So Janine is telling Ava, like, hey, I talked to Manny, so maybe we can, she's talking to the people at the district, hoping to get Ava an appeal. And they was like, okay, girl, whatever. I got a TED talk that I got to do. And she was like, TED talk? And so Ava was like, yeah. So Ava got in her car, and Janine was dun, 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 knocking on her window, right? And so Ava was like, girl, what do you want? So Janine told her what she, about the appeal with the district. Ava was like, okay, girl, whatever, but I gotta go somewhere. So, Tobias, she said Tobias talk, something like that, right? It's at a hotel in conference room L. And Janine, she rolled that window back up on Janine, turned her music off, and drove off and left Janine standing there holding her umbrella. I said, I be damned. Now, moving back over here to Barbara. So Barbara is teaching her kids, but the kids aren't really paying attention to Barbara because all the kids want to do is just play music and have fun. They don't want to learn the fundamentals, right? And we see that the kids have made a song based off of Barbara when she said earlier in the episode she was going to teach them the fundamentals of music, right? And they made a little song out of that. And this is something that the kids want to go viral. I was like, okay, cool. Again, it's interesting. It really is interesting going viral because if going viral was a thing when I was in high school, middle school, man, I would have tried to go viral when I was a kid so that way I would never have to work. I wouldn't have to go to college. I wouldn't be, dealing with the shit that I deal with as an adult. These kids today got it so easy. Not easy, but if you can make the right TikTok, the right YouTube video, the right this, the right that, and you can go viral. I grew up in the wrong time period. But it is what it is, you guys. Moving on. Now, we see Jacob. So Jacob went into the teacher's lounge and he was humming, and Barbara was getting on him about humming off beat. And Jacob asked her, how is class going? And she lets him know that the kids aren't even interested in learning the fundamentals of music, right? So Jacob tells her, instead of you doing, like he said, you're a great teacher, Barbara. And that's when Barbara tuned him out, right? Because she told her the kids have chopped and screwed her voice. He told her she's a great teacher and she should meet the kids where they are and try to teach to them on their terms. And Barbara's like, you're right. I am a great teacher. He was like, is that all that you heard? She said, yep, that's all I heard, and walked out, right? Now, we move back over to Gregory. Gregory and Melissa are still trying to figure out this filing system with Ava, right? So Melissa came in. Gregory asked her, do you know who Boston Rob is? And she was like, I'm a heterosexual woman. Of course, who was around in the 2000s, the early 2000s. So of course I know who Boston Rob is, right? So Ava's filing system is somehow based off of Survivor. And now they got to figure out how to crack the system. They decided to watch every season, every episode of Survivor. Gregory asked her how many episodes are there of Survivor. I said, it's a lot. Because there are how many, because I mean, there's a season of Survivor on currently. And I don't even know what season that season is. How many seasons are there of Survivor? How many seasons are there of Survivor? God, dog. There are 48 seasons of Survivor. There are 48 seasons of that show. I can only imagine how many episodes. Oh, so there are 693 episodes of Survivor. Who's watching 693 episodes of Survivor? Man, like I want to go back and binge watch, which I started that, but I have not finished it. And I know that I'm going to have to start it from the beginning again. I was binge watching a few years ago when I was in college. I was in college when I started binge watching Grey's Anatomy. I started binge watching Grey's Anatomy in college. And I got up to season 4, and that was back when it was like only 18, 19 seasons at that time. I don't know how many seasons there are of Survivor. I mean, not Survivor, but Grey's Anatomy there is now. So imagine trying to watch 693 episodes of damn Survivor. Oh my God. Good luck to them. Good luck, y'all. Good luck, right? Now we move on. So Manny called up Janine to let her know, like, hey, I got you and Ava a meeting with the powers that be at the district. Good luck to you. She was like, you must haven't met me. You haven't met someone like me. He was like, again, good luck to you, Janine. Now we see Jacob. So Jacob is in Barbara's class, ecstatic about being in Barbara's class. One of the kids like, chill, bro. I was like, exactly, chill, bro. So Barbara told the kids to ask them what their favorite songs are. One of the little girls said what her favorite song is. So Barbara told them, with your favorite song, she wants you to write down how it makes you feel, right? Then after that, she wanted for them to research the chord progression. And the kids were like, Mrs. Howard, what is chord progression? I was like, Barbara, meet the kids where they are. Now, Gregory and Melissa are still watching Survivor. Don't know what season they on, don't know what episode they on, but they're watching Survivor. And Janine came in, right? And so Janine is talking about the fact that she hasn't been able to contact Ava. And then she thought about it where Ava said she was going. So she said, Mel, baby, let's go. We're going to this hotel. And Greg was like, we need more words, but we see them as they left, right? Now, moving back over with Barbara and her music class, right? Remember, she got those kids homework to do. And the kids didn't do the homework. And so Barbara was like, did anybody do it? They said, nope. So she said, you know what, Jacob? You're in charge of the class for today because she is not going to waste her talents and her time today. I was like, again, Barbara, meet these kids where they are. Now, we see as Melissa, Gregory, and Janine, they all went to the hotel where Ava was, right? What I will say is Ava, what you might think about Ava, she is a great motivational speaker because listening to her do that motivational speech, I was like, okay, Ava, you didn't really motivate me, but I can see how you motivated them people in that audience. Hell, it got to the point where Mr. Johnson came out there with one of them air that blows out the shirts, right? He came out there with one. A white man grabbed the shirt. Melissa ran up there and was fighting with that man for that shirt. Then we see Melissa with that shirt on. I said, I'd be damned. But overall, Ava did good with her motivational speech, right? Now, moving back over with Barbara, turns out the little song that the kids made, it is catchy. Barbara, however, is like, it needs a little bit more oomph to it, right? And so once again, not Gregory, but Jacob said, you're a great teacher, Barbara. But again, why don't you just show the kids what you feel it needs, right? So we do see Barbara as she is with the kids. She gave the kids a good beat. And the kids and the kids, they came up with the catchy little tune for the song, and I liked it, right? Now, Janine, back over with Janine, she's talking to Ava, and she's telling Ava that, maybe they shouldn't go back to the district and beg for Ava's job, right? Because maybe it was just her who needs to move on because she's having a hard time with the fact that Ava is not at Abbott anymore. So then Melissa and Gregory asked about cracking Ava's system. She told them how to crack it. We did see them at the end of the episode. They finally cracked that damn system. It was funny to me. So that was really it for Abbott. Now, I do believe, because when Janine walked away and she walked away a little sad, you saw Ava's face look at Janine, and I'm like, aw. Ava cares about Janine. Janine may get on her nerves at times, but Ava does care about Janine. She actually does care about Janine. And that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. So wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.